Have you ever wondered how an ancient tradition, something with thousands of years of history, can possibly survive in our crazy, hyper-connected modern world? Well, today we're going to explore how one of the world's oldest philosophies, Buddhism, is tackling that exact question and finding ways to not just survive, but to actually thrive.
And just so you know, our deep dive today is based on some fantastic research by Varapran Ustasuk from a study called The Sustainability of Buddhist Culture in the Era of Globalization. It really lays out the challenges and a potential roadmap forward.
Okay, so let's set the stage. Globalization is just everywhere. Information, ideas, culture, it all flows across borders like never before. And this creates this fascinating and kind of tricky crossroads where ancient wisdom slams right into modern life.
Which, brings us to the big question we're tackling. When everything and everyone is connected, when ideas are shared, mixed up, and remixed online, how does a tradition as profound as Buddhism hold on to what makes it, well, it? How does it keep its unique wisdom intact? Now here's where it gets really interesting. The study doesn't paint globalization as this big bad villain. No, it frames it as a double-edged sword. It brings some incredible opportunities, but also some pretty serious threats. So on one side of that sword, you've got this amazing chance for growth. Buddhist teachings can now reach people all over the planet in ways that were unimaginable before. But, and it's a big but, there's the other side. All that exposure runs the risk of watering things down, of diluting the core teachings and making it really tough to hold on to that authentic identity.
All right, so you're facing this two-sided reality. What do you do? Well, the study suggests a really clear strategy for survival. And it all boils down to finding this super delicate balance between adapting to the new world while preserving the heart of the old one. The temptation might be to just build a wall and try to block out all the change. But the study says that's a losing battle. The real secret sauce is to engage with the modern world thoughtfully, to navigate its currents with a really clear, comprehensive game plan.
So, it's one thing to say navigate change, but how do you actually do that? This is where we get into the practical nuts and bolts of it all. The study breaks it down into a 5-part plan, a real blueprint for keeping the culture alive and well.
So this blueprint, this path forward, it's built on 5 key pillars. We've got education, practice, community, technology, and networking. Let's dig into what each of these actually means.
First step, education. Think of this as the bedrock of the whole thing. And we're not just talking about formal school here. It's about making sure the core philosophy is understood deeply, not just on the surface. This is really the first line of defense against the teachings getting twisted or misunderstood.
Number 2 is Dharma practice. All that really means is putting the teachings into action in your everyday life. See, the whole idea is that Buddhism isn't just something you think about it's something you do. Things like meditation and mindfulness, that consistent practice is what keeps the culture authentic and real, not just a bunch of ideas in a book.
Third, community. And man, this one is huge. In a world that can feel pretty isolating, strong communities are like a cultural anchor. When you create spaces for people to connect and practice together, the culture gets stronger, and it gives everyone a sense of belonging that's so important in our fast-changing world.
And here's the modern twist I was talking about: technology. Instead of seeing the internet as a threat, the strategy is to embrace it. We're talking online courses, meditation apps, virtual gatherings. These tools are actually becoming crucial for sharing the teachings accurately and connecting a global community across any distance. Pretty cool, right?
And finally, number 5, international networking. You know how easy it is for groups to get stuck in their own little bubbles? Well, this is all about breaking down those silos. When different Buddhist organizations around the world link up, they can share resources, support each other, and create a much stronger, more resilient global presence. It's all about collaboration over isolation.
Okay, so we've looked at the problem and this really smart 5-part solution. But what's the one big thing you should walk away with? What's the crucial takeaway from all this? When it comes right down to it, there's no single magic bullet. The real key to sustainability is this constant, deliberate work of finding a balance. It's about being smart enough to adapt to the modern world without ever losing sight of the timeless values that are at the very heart of the culture.
And that leaves us with a bigger question to chew on, doesn't it? We've been looking at this through the lens of Buddhism, but honestly, this is a challenge every culture faces today. So I'll leave you with this. What do you think is the right balance between holding on to tradition and adapting to the future for any culture in our interconnected world?